Good morning, Charlie Pierce. I miss you.
Oh, I miss you too, Jody, and I missed you the other day.
That's
Get well
COVID, Jody.
soon.
Aw. Good morning, Charlie Pierce. This
Good morning.
I
Good
don't.
morning to everyone. It's Hug Your Librarian Day.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Particularly from.
Don't mess with librarians. We all learned that as children.
Yeah, exactly.
But you tweeted whatever personal injury lawyers he's found to represent him these days, the ones who sign the releases that vouch for the fact the first batch they handed over was complete, are going to need lawyers of their own. Every story you read, right? You're like, oh well, that person's going to prison, and that person's going to prison too.
You get a cell, and you get a cell, and
Yes.
you get a cell.
Yes.
No, I mean, I don't. I think I think some, if not all of them, are going to at some point are going to flip, and they're all going to walk without going to prison. But except for the people most directly responsible
Yeah.
for all of this. But I mean, the crimes are so thick on the ground now that you can't they can't make a move without stumbling. We only
Yeah.
know about this archive letter because one of his own people put it on his website to show that I don't know, Biden's being authoritarian or something.
Right, right. And it shows, of course, the opposite. But anyway, you said the blend of comic and the serious as the news slowly tightens on El Caudillo del Mar-a-Lago is starting to make my head spin. On Monday, his lawyers filed a motion in regard to the FBI's service of a federal search warrant. The motion is 27 pages long. At that point, one assumes they ran out of crayons. This is no more recognizable as a legal motion than the instructions for your garbage disposal are recognizable as the Gettysburg Address. It is something off the wall of the men rooms at Fox News. It is a stump speech gussied up with whys and wherefores and citations from various cases sprinkled about as ineffective camouflage. Yeah, it's not a legal document, as many people are saying.
No, it's. I mean, I'll leave it to Glenn to identify what exactly it is.
Right.
But it's not a legal document.
Right.
I mean, the judge even told his lawyers, and it's one of the judges he appointed, told his lawyers to consult a sample. Basically, go back to law school for dummies,
Right.
and go to page 105, and you'll see what you should have filed.
Right. Right. Yes, you said this part of it, your favorite. Politics cannot be allowed to impact the administration of justice, it begins, and then it brags about his standing in various opinion polls regarding 2024 and the magical qualities of his endorsements. Right. And then it all later emphasizes the opulence of the former president's pleasure dome. It's sort of like it's a glossy advertisement for Mar-a-Lago.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
it
like
really is.
a pastiche of notions that is not a legal
I
document.
have 55. I have 55 bedrooms. Therefore, those things are mine and not yours. I have 33 bathrooms in my house, so naturally, I can declassify government secrets.
Right.
Well,
Right.
I fail to see the logic there.
Right. Well, I just mentioned about it. The reason is the treason. Have we said that? Not just because it rhymes,
Right.
but you retweeted Ron Filipowski, who said Ted Cruz says he believes the FBI and DOJ lied under oath to get a search warrant. This was a fishing expedition. I think it had little to nothing to do with classified documents. What this was about was January 6th, and you said it wasn't about that treason. It was about the other treason. I mean, this is only he would distract from the treason of January 6th was something even bigger, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, you've been making this point over and over again. It's kind of like the treason version of the great Lily Tomlin saying about being a cynic. The hardest thing about being a cynic is you can't keep up.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this latest story, where is this? Travis, Washington Post this morning. Charlie, I keep saying this too. Not only is they've been unfair to Donald Trump, they've been way too fair and deferential. This headline is FBI's Mar-a-Lago search followed months of resistance and delay by Trump. And I don't know if there's anything more urgent than our nuclear secrets. Is there? Trump's lawyers received ominous news in an April 12th email from the National Archives. The FBI would soon examine sensitive documents from the former president that he'd reluctantly returned to the government 3 months earlier. Trump would have new lawyers deal with the documents. The FBI's attention would then shift to top secret material Trump returned to the archives to classified items that believe he had kept in Florida after months of a slow-rolling conflict between the former president and law enforcement. That's the only time this FBI search finally took place. Some material covered in the search is considered extremely extraordinarily sensitive. They would reveal carefully guarded secrets about U.S. intelligence gathering methods. One of them said the information is among the most sensitive secrets we hold. As you keep saying, every story is just worse for him.
No, I mean, day after day after day after day, this gets worse, and now we're coming up close to January 6th committee starting to hold hearings again.
Right.
And I don't know. At this point, I don't know how he goes unindicted for the rest of his life.
Yeah. I don't either. For the first time, you know how we joke about the John Oliver. This time we've got him, but I cannot see. You're right. This time, how we could not be charged for this. Here's the other
clearly
thing.
running out of lawyers.
Here's
running
the
out
thing.
of lawyers. You guys earlier, my favorite revelation of the last couple of days is that one of his lawyers' first jobs was with QVC.
Yeah.
Yes, that. And also this part that Glenn talked about, Trump oversaw the process himself and did so with great sequency, just declining to show some items even to top aides. So there's his trying to pass the buck thing that he normally does.
I was going to say, not only does he know what's in there, he not only does he know what documents are in there, he knows what's in the documents.
Yeah. I mean, this Post story this morning, Charlie, Trump ignored multiple opportunities to quietly resolve the FBI concerns by handing over classified material in his possession, including the grand jury subpoena, May 11th. And again, he reacted with a familiar mix of obstinance and outrage, causing some in his orbit to fear he was essentially daring the FBI to come after him. Trump tried to delay and thwart the FBI's review of the records. The letter read, "It's now been 4 weeks since we first informed you of our intent to provide the FBI access to the boxes so it and others in the intelligence community can conduct their reviews," adding that Trump's lawyers kept asking for more time. This executive privilege nonsense, right? Over and over. Right.
I swear, I know it's a dodge. And I know that it's just another smokescreen for him throwing it up to throw up there. He honestly doesn't seem to understand that he doesn't have executive privilege anymore.
That it goes with the office, not with the person. Right.
It's one of the things he left behind in the Oval Office.
Right.
Well, a few things.
He didn't put it in a box and bring it with him.
Right. You were all over it on Twitter in that there is just it's not just him, it's the entire party. Marjorie Taylor Greene said, "We don't want government-provided health care. We don't want to be like socialist and communist countries." And you had to, in all caps, say, "You have government-provided health care. You twit." She has it herself.
Right.
I can't. See, it's the entire... And she actually very well, if he runs, might be the vice presidential nominee. When we thought Sarah Palin was, right, the dumbest sack of hair.
Well, by the way, have you noticed that... that I am the Republican nominee for governor of Alaska?
No, I did not. Someone asked me to ask you about that. What?
Yes.
Is this real?
Yes, the Republican nominee for governor of Alaska's name is Charlie Pierce.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Actually, I'm going to move the state capital to Shishmaref, and we're going to pitch in for we're going to build an arena. We're going to have an NHL franchise. And then I'm going to retire and move to Arizona and run for Congress someday, as one of my illustrious predecessors has done.
Okay. Listen, here's the main problem as I see it. Because how can you not talk about Hillary and the press's coverage of Hillary in the light of all this? But you tweeted, "The former president's backers should not be trusted as far as I can throw the Mar-a-Lago pool shed, and they certainly should not have their lies and fantasies gussied up as the legitimate other side of the question." And your piece just goes right to it as always. "The press's fealty to both satirism means it can't stop falling for Trump's BS." I mean, if anything has shown this, it is the coverage of Hillary's. Again, what did we say? 3 or 4 small c, things that were completely inadvertent compared to this, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. Yes. The 2.5-year examination of good server practices.
Right.
And so yeah, I mean I understand, by the way, that I understand that you're not going to stop being mad about that till you're dead.
No, I am not.
That's true.
I am not. Or
I can understand. I can understand how people feel that way, because it was absurd.
But
and it was absurd while I was going through it, and it looks even more absurd in retrospect.
But just that you picked out, I forget where it was, this New York Times or I don't know, but just picked out, you said a passage. You said this passage in the middle about, quote, if it was part of a Biden administration vendetta against Trump, as the former president and his backers contend, makes my teeth itch to give credence, even hypothetically, to the lying lies that are habitually told by this crew of lying liars is to give them a victory in the public sphere that they have shown repeatedly they do not deserve. And that's exactly it. There is no both sides of stealing nuclear secrets and probably selling them.
Yeah, and well, I don't know about the last part.
Yes.
I'm not willing to make that leap till we have a little bit of evidence. But it's some of the stuff is exactly like him saying his unicorn ate the documents.
Right.
I mean, you don't have to print that.
Right. Well, and once again, it's like the big lie. What they say, public statements, and what they put in their legal stuff. There's nothing about that he declassified them in his legal filings because everyone knows that was bull.
That's the Kash Patel thing. He waved his magic wand over them,
Right.
or waved something over them anyway, and
Right.
Suddenly they're not classified anymore. What? I mean, no, it doesn't work that way.
Right.
Nothing works that way. Everything is an alibi to get him through the present news cycle,
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
the daily news cycle.
and he has his helpers like Marsha Blackburn, who you point out. Marsha claims people in Tennessee come up to her all the time and tell her the FBI can search Trump's home for top secret documents. Their home might be next. And you just said Marsha needs to find some friends who aren't raving paranoids. I mean, I keep saying, Charlie, this could happen to literally no one else.
That's
Because none of us were president.
No, I mean none of us, took classified documents from our last job. I took a box of paper clips for my last job.
I saw you confess to that.
I did. I because I'm running for governor of Alaska, and I want to be open about my previous transgressions.
I think I may have walked out of here with a pen. So I apologize.
How dare you?
Yeah, but you
I
came
knew
back,
you'd be back.
so that's okay.
I knew he'd be back.
Yeah, I came
He
back.
brought the pen too.
He went out to the desert to commune with himself.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, Charlie, best of luck to us as we
At a
always say.
resort, I might add.
We have a goodbye from Jody as well.
Oh.
I believe. Do you hang on a second? Hang on, she's not even
Talk
from
to you
her
next week, I hope. Bye.
poor little
Oh,
typhoid
Jody.
Jody. Aw.
Jody, come on. Take your Paxlovid, lay in the lifesavers because your mouth is going to be a Superfund site for a few days.
No. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
I hoid.
That's no joke. That
Yeah.
Right,
you
the
did not
cotton
want to
mouth?
be around me for 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Well, she'll be back up to making out with you next week, hopefully.
Oh, I know. I can.
Yeah.
I mean, I can just let my imagination run wild for a week. That's fine. Plus, my duties as Republican candidate for the governor of Alaska
Sure.
are,
Yeah.
going to keep me pretty busy.
Yeah. All right. Love you, Charlie.
Love
See
you
ya.
all.
Well,
Bye.
see you next week. There he goes.
Ow.